whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hooker force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Tēnā rā tātou te iwi, nau mai hoki mai ki Taringa.
Tēnā koutou, hoki mai. Ai, welcome back.
Welcome back to the second episode of 2018.
Rua mano te kaumāwaru.
Ai.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, even though we had New Year last year during Matariki, ne tātou mai. And here we are again, we've got the brother, tēnā koe Snow, ko hoki mai koe.
Kia ora mai, kia ora mai.
Kia ora. And you look good this year, bro. Too much. You too, Taringa.
A few more around the waist from the good living.
Oh no, I was good this holidays. Hoi anō e mihi ana kia tātou katoa. Hei whakatiwhera I tā tātou punua pāho I tēnei rā, our kiwaha.
Our kiwaha of the week is... Tino kore nei.
Tino kore nei.
Tino kore nei. And that means...
No way, absolutely no way.
I was going to say no way in hell. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that. Is that right?
Yep.
So absolutely no way, absolutely not.
Never ever.
Never ever, not the faintest.
Not the faintest.
Yeah. Tino kore nei. I won't stop speaking Māori. Tino kore nei. Yeah.
Pai te mea hau ki au nei.
Tino kore nei.
Yeah, tino kore nei. Pai, e kore te ako e motu.
There you go. Tino kore nei. Koina tā tātou kiwaha. I hope that everybody had a good break and some of you may be still on your break. Nō re mihi ana kia koutou katoa. And we're in episode, I've lost count.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think we're on episode 27 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
About 27. Just a bit after 26, I think.
Yep.
Just before 28.
Yep. And 3 before 30.
3 before 30, yep.
So we're not far off tori te kau e homa, 30. Hey, e mihi ana kia koutou. Nau mai hoki mai. And we have Once Upon a Taima. Whakarongo mai.
Once upon a Taima, there was a tēnei named Rahi-tutaka-hina. He had an absolutely beautiful wife named Pakewai. One day, an ope of Patu Paiarehe went and kidnapped Tiarakura I aia e mahimara ana. Ka kawhakina ana tiara, ka tuku ātahu ana kai pāhua. Her abductors cast the ātahu on the forest behind them as they were fleeing the village.
Let the forest grow thick and dense so that none may pass.
The iwi was alerted of her kidnapping as they heard her scream. Heoi, this ātahu caused the kareo vines to grow thick and wild, and the bush became impenetrable by the iwi trying to chase after the ope on foot. Rahi was committed to finding his wife, so he gathered his whānau to help him create a manu tangata, a huge kite constructed from toitoi, mānuka, harakeke and raupō. Before Rahi set off on his quest, he prepared many ki, or woven flax bags, to hold large moa eggs. Ko ēnei ki, hei kai hei oranga mōna I ana haere. These moa eggs would provide him nourishment and sustenance on his journey. The tribesmen helped launch Rahi into the air with the help of Tāwhiri Mātea, the god of wind. He blew on the bottom of the manu tangata, and this caused it to shake, resulting in Rahi losing some of his ki. He arohirohi no te pūhuru e whakatata ana mai a Rahi, ka karanga atu ia kia tama I te rā.
Tama I te rā, mā honua, whakawera tia te whenua. Let the earth burn with the rage of tama I te rā.
The intense heat of tama I te rā immediately caused all the lush greenery to dry up. Leaves fell, me he puaheiri e taunua ana ki te whenua. A huge haumā taka came along. A hurricane, and sucked up absolutely everything in its path. Only uku, sand, and a koraha, a desert, remained. Pihawa nā rahi e ngā hihi o tama I te rā. It wasn't long until his manu tangata couldn't stand the heat any longer and started deteriorating. falling apart, and Rahi came crashing down to the ground. Surrounded by nothing but desert, Rahi had no idea which direction to go, and quickly became dehydrated and in dire need of water.
If I don't have any water soon, kamate au!
A giant toka came into view. Rahi hurried to seek protection in the shade from Tamaitera's rays. This toka seemed to radiate a wairua that calmed, rejuvenated and energized Rahi. Just at that moment, a large hokioi named Namu swooped down and trickled water from its peak.
Ōrau I a koe Namu. You've saved my life.
Suddenly, Utumai, a taniwha, went charging at Rahi. However, unable to reach him as the mauri from the toka as well as Rahi's had created a force field around him impenetrable by the taniwha. Unable to penetrate the force field, Utumai changed his approach and started circling around the toka relentlessly whilst he was flicking sandstones and anything it could in Rahi's direction. Utumai became completely frustrated, and the more frustrated he became, the deeper he gouged into the ground and started forming a maioro, a trench which filled up with water around Rahi. Whilst now safe from Utumai, Rahi was stranded on an island with only the companionship of Namu. Te Pūhuru cast another spell, ridding of Tamaitera in the sky. It became a long, dark, cold night. Namu, still near Rahi, swooped down and covered Rahi in her wings. Although nearly freezing to death herself, she was trying to keep Rahi warm as the night continued to get colder. Rahi looked into the night sky and saw 3 stars aligned. He then realised his father had done a karakia. He watched as ice fell from the sky to the ground and formed an icy pathway across the maioro from his motu to the mainland. Rahi gathered all his strength, lifted Namu on his shoulders and started to make his way across the path. Utumai saw what was happening and was enraged. Realising he wasn't fast enough, he whipped his head, sending his razor-sharp teeth to fly through mehetau like spears, fortunately missing Rahi and Namu. As both Rahi and Namu reached shore, Utumai lay lifelessly in the maioro. As if to celebrate, the sun came out. In the healing rays, Namu was soon warm enough to fly. Rahi was able to join his tribe, who had been desperately searching for him, and altogether they headed for the mountains to battle with the Pakewai and free Tiara. They reached the ana where Te Pūhuru was staying.
E pū, whakahokia mai taku wahine. Te Pūhuru, bring me my wife, and my men will make yours a swift death.
Tino kore nei. There's absolutely no way.
After a while, Rahi and his iwi went to get boulders to block the vents for the waiwera in the cave. The temperature began to rise in the cave and the volcano. Tiara's kaipāhau were forced out of the cave as it became unsafe. Tiara was among them. As Tiara fell into Rahi's arms, the ground started to tremble. I timata tā ruai moko mahi, I ru te whenua. Katoa rā taui oma, everybody was running for safety. The very next day, I pahu te puia. The volcano erupted. Te Pūhuru remained in the volcano whilst everybody else fled, was blasted into the heavens where he now resides. I hui tahi ngā iwi e rua kia hua ko te rongo mau. Both tribes gathered on the shores of the lake where Rahi had been stranded. Rahi offered Chief of Patupaerehe Whanawhana a tatau pounamu, a peace offering.
He taonga rongo nui te aroha ki te tangata. Above all else, love and compassion for one another is everything.
Offering whanawhana a poi toa, a long poi used for games. Ka noho, ka whakarau ka kai a whanawhana. Whanawhana sat and deliberated the offering of the poi toa. He wrapped the poi toa around the key, making it into a ball, and gave it back to Rahi, implying they were more interested in playing games rather than war. It is said that the iwi cooked up the taniwha and feast on utumai and play games for days. It was on the shores of the Maioro that utumai created, where the iwi formulated a game based on the events that had taken place, from the abduction of Tiara and the pursuit of Rahi. This game is now played by many people around Aotearoa and has made a resurgence. This is one of the kōrero about the origins of the game of o-Rahi. And that was the kōrero about the origins of o-Rahi.
Yeah, and I found that really interesting. Well, I thought that someone just made it up.
Yeah, same. I like it when I learn something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I like it when something's got some whakapapa behind it
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like some, you know.
Yeah, it's almost like the defining thing, eh? When there's a whakapapa to something, it gives its authenticity
Yes,
of origin.
absolutely.
Yeah. But cool. You know, some of our kōrero could be some really great movies. You look at the Marvel stuff and Thor, and, you know, that talks about the Norse pantheon.
Yeah.
And so imagine if we were able to tell our stories through the lens like that. Yeah, we get rid of some great kōrero.
And I think there's nothing stopping us to do
No,
that.
there isn't. Yeah.
And this has been a bit of a platform to do that. And they were experimenting with telling stories like this in this sort of way. But definitely, when I go to the movies and stuff, we've just watched Thor a few months ago. And
Legally.
yeah. No, we're legal as we like getting the full experience.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's just those Marvel movies and Avengers and all those sorts of things. Every time I watch them, e whakaroa nau mō tātou tūpuna. Like, man, if we made some of the stories of our tūpuna, and, you know, there's the creation stories and all those sorts of things about our tūpuna. So, yeah, I found that story really, really interesting, o-Rahi, and I know a lot of people are getting into o-Rahi these days, particularly our rangatahi. But now that I know the whakapapa of it, and we've done this, I feel I've got a bit more of a connection to it. Hoi anō, koe nā tātātou once upon a time i te rānei, and our waiata mō tēnei wiki
is ka pioioi.
Ka pioioi he tohu aroha hakainga. Nō reira, e te wī, this is what you in the mood, eh, Snay?
Yeah.
Good mood.
Good mood.
Yeah. What about you, Tariao?
Yes, I like this song.
Yeah, it's becoming a top 10. Well known, you know, when you can tell the notoriety of a song when it goes, when Pākeas, or non-Māori, I mean, start singing it as well. And it's ka pioioi is sort of getting up there.
E mohi ana rānei koe nā wai tēnei tito?
Ka.
Neither.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that someone listens to this podcast, hears the waiata, and maybe they make a comment on our Facebook page about this waiata, because I'm yet to hear who actually composed the waiata. But it's got a bit of a party song feel. Nō reira, e te iwi whakarongo mai ki tā waiata, te waiata o te wiki, ka pioioi.
Ki te atu I tō iwi e rota rota e kata na maira Pukana whetero mai te ihi ao mātua Kia ki te atu ano I tō atahua e katapara Pupuhi ai e te hau, ka pohi a kurai mata. Ka pioioi he tohu aroha haukainga. E hoki maira, kia ki te atu I tō iwi e. E rota rota ana, e kata na maira. Pukana whetero mai te ihi ao mātua Kia ki te atu ano I tō tahua e kanapara Pupuhi ai e te hau ka pohi a kurai mata Ka pioioi he tohu aroha haukainga he tohu aroha haukainga.
Wait, no, that was our waiate te iwi, our kōrero mo te rā, once upon a Taima, e kōrero mo te ki o-Rahi. And ko mātou rā e mihi atu nei, mātou ko Snow, ko Tariao, e mihi atu ana kia kou te katoa, I whai wā ki te whakarongo ki nā kōrero nei. And in closing, Taringa is brought to you by te wānanga o Aotearoa.
Yo, whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako, kōrero flowing out the hooker force, kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira whakarongo pi kari mai, hare mai, o Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody, gather up close everybody. Kani move that body, kani move that body.
Taringa. He mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.